Hi, my name is Aimless, and I'm coming back to give another guided message. I normally give my guided messages, the messages that I'm guided to give, in the forms of reels that are 1 minute to 2 minutes long, but I've been struggling to condense the messages that I feel guided to give into those shorter time increments. So I popped on here, I gave my first long form guided message, and I got a lot of encouraging feedback. To everybody who left comments, thank you so much. They were very encouraging, which is why I'm back to give another message. Before I get into it, I wanted to talk about some things because it might help some people to understand how I'm speaking. I try, there are principles that I have followed through my healing journey, which have been extremely beneficial to me. And if you're familiar with the principles of Hermeticism, the top three that I follow are mentalism, rhythm, and correspondence. And correspondence, which is as above, so below, as within, so without, that is one of the primary mechanisms that I use to deliver these messages and explain them. Because personally, I think of things in extremely spiritual contexts. And with the whole mentalism thing, that all is mind and all is spirit, it can get a little bit in the clouds when I'm explaining things if I don't bring it back down to real world, material world explanations, which is where we live and have our experienced reality. So it always made sense to me that whenever you have these spiritual concepts, it was important for myself to understand and reflect that and understand the material world explanation for these things, or something that lands close. With that, I am not a medical professional. If you need help, dial 988. If you're a veteran, dial 1 afterwards. You'll get into somebody who can contact you or can speak to you on your level. So let's get into it. I like to explain things in terms of two different modes. I explain your experiential reality or my experiential reality, but it's reflected in two different pieces, the physical and the spiritual. So with that, let's get into it. This is going to be a guided message. It's a collective message. I am speaking to people amongst my collective, and you've been going through phases. You've definitely been on your healing journey. I'm trying to describe the person that I'm speaking to. You've done a lot of healing, but lately there's been a frustrating sequence, a frustrating rhythm that you've been dealing with, where it's different frequencies for some of you, but you will go into these phases of just lethargy and being frozen. It's like you got enough energy to get yourself up and get through the day, but it takes effort. You have to get through it. And you can do what you need to do to get through the day, but once you get back home, once you get done what needs to get done, you're done. And on the surface, you try to explain this to other people, and they give you can tell from the way that you describe it to people, if you do, or even if you're just doing this, you're trying to describe it to yourself, it sounds completely arbitrary. You're just drained. You just need to rest. But you know in your heart that it's something deeper. Some of you are able to put words to this. Others of you are not. And it's frustrating, I think likely for all of you. You will go through these phases where you are just bound by invisible frozen chains. And even if you had the desire to get up and do something, because for many of you, you don't. When you're in these phases, when you go through these little lulls, you don't feel like doing much of anything. And it's like you want to, even if you had the desire to. It's like something is pushing you back down. It can almost feel like you're being punished just for trying to get up and get out of this phase. Like as if the only thing that you're being forced to go through this. It's like being shoved through a tunnel and then having to pop out the other side, and one day you wake up and you're back to normal. That lethargy, that frozenness, that invisible force is gone. It's just off of you and it's done. And then sometime later, it comes back again, over and over again, into these phases. And it's frustrating you. And you know it's something deep. Now, for I think most of you, you've done a lot of healing work. You've had stuff to heal from. And I don't know what your traumas are. I see a lot of different traumas. But a lot of them come from a place of being in fight, flight, or freeze mode for long durations of time. The person I'm speaking to recognizes that their central nervous system needed healing at some physical level, like your body, as a result of going through these extended traumas of this, for some of you, abuse. Well, I mean, it's trauma. The traumas that you've endured kept you in that phase for such a long time that you were easily triggered. You were wound up. You were a ball of anxiety, but you've managed to come off of those peaks and gain some semblance of normalcy after having gone through these extreme circumstances. And you recognize the healing work that you've done to your nervous system. If this is you that I'm speaking to, you need to hear me. You are doing so much better than you think you are. Those phases of those deep lulls, you've already been doing the work. And it's like there's some piece of you that understands that you are doing some very deep healing. And the message is this: find the rhythm in those lulls. Rhythm corrects. Rhythm adjusts. Find your flow and find that harmony even through those moments. You don't have to pick up a journal and do anything in that moment. You don't have to process anything. You can stay in silence. But I think when you use your distractions to get through those moments, to get through those lulls, it's not exactly the most beneficial thing. And I don't have any guidance for each of you on how you need to find this rhythm. That is for you to decide. You are the one who has the power here. You are the one who has gained this control. What I'm trying to provide to you is a perspective on trusting your intuition and trusting your spirit. In these moments, use your discernment. You will know if this is for you. If it's not, if this is not resonating, then it doesn't resonate. But for some of you, you hear exactly what I'm saying and you're like, oh yeah, I get it now. Or you do get it and I'm just confirming it yet again because it's frustrating. I go through these phases too. And I struggled to get this message out, even this message, because I wasn't exactly sure how I was going to deliver it. And I would tear up and get sad and just because I would be overwhelmed thinking about how spirit is just sitting over some of you and just, they're like proud of you as you're going through this, as you're struggling through this lull, the frustration that you're feeling. You're taking it all on and you're doing such a good job of using these moments to process these deep, unspoken, wordless emotions. These things that have to vibrate through you like a distant drum, like thunder rolling in the distance. Just something that you have to breathe through. So if this found you and this resonates, breathe through it and find ways to find the rhythm and find the harmony. These are moments where you can integrate and adjust your spirit to those to clear the cruft so that you can ascend into the greatness of what you are becoming. You are doing so fucking well. And all you have to do is keep going. I hope this message helps. My name is Aimless, and I love thee.